Many songwriters put their words to music for years before ever landing a cut, which can drastically affect their confidence and self-esteem. We had a chance to chat with Mike Dekle at a recent #1 party for Brantley Gilbert about some of the challenges and obstacles he's overcome as a songwriter in the last 30-plus years. The inspirational story may surprise you.
In 1982, I started coming to Nashville in the late 70s, and my nose is still turned up and the door been slammed in my face, but I didn't give up. And Kenny Rogers recorded a song of mine called Scarlet Fever in 1982, gave me an identity as a songwriter, gave me some self-esteem, gave me back my confidence that always gets shaken when you get no repeatedly. And then after that, I got cuts from Ricky Skaggs, T.G. Shepherd, Mo Bandy, the Whites, and then going into the 90s, I had a huge hit with Tracy Byrd. And then in 2007, I had a #1 record that I wrote with Byron Hill called Size Matters.
On Joe Nichols?
On Joe Nichols, and I have transitioned to try to find new artists to write with. And obviously Brantley was one that I had written 35 to 40 songs with when he didn't have a deal, and he was still just writing songs and trying to find a record deal. And I've written several with Colt too, but those guys are on the road so often that it's hard to tie them down to write right now. When they get off the road, they want to rest. But yeah, it's been a wonderful experience for me because they're so much younger than I am. Their views and the evolution of music, the evolution of country music has changed. Young artists like Taylor Swift has changed the face of country music. The country rock that Brantley does, and that it's not George Jones country, and I love that. But if you're going to write and you're going to be competitive and you want to be a marketer of your music,
you got to hang with it.
You got to do something that's getting done. And I am so lucky to have involved myself with Brantley and with Colt and a young artist named Rachel Farley and another young artist named Alex Hall. So the last 4 years of my writing career I've spent with young artists who have aspirations, who have morals, who have drive, ambition, and talent. And I have found that, I saw that in both Brantley and Colt. I see it in this 16-year-old Rachel Farley, and you're going to hear her name.
I've interviewed her. She's quite a girl.
Amazing young lady. I started writing with her when she was 13. What an experience writing with her mother in the room to make sure she could stop me if I said something wrong. And that was at my request, and her mama didn't argue with that either. But she's an amazing girl, and Rachel's going to be a huge star. And I've got 3 songs on her soon-to-be-released album with Average Joe. And I've been working. I got 5 songs on Alex Hall, new record that he doesn't have a major deal yet, but Curb is real interested in him. So I have identified some people that are in my area of the Georgia that I can write with at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And of course, Rachel was homeschooled and Alex is in high school, so I have to write with them late in the afternoon so I can get their schoolwork done.
Get off the bus.
Yeah, but you take somebody my age and getting a chance to work with a teenager. What an experience. I mean, it's such a fun thing to do, and I've learned so much from them, and I really thought starting out that they'd learn from me. I was so wrong. I learned from them.
Well, I bet it worked both ways. I'm sure those kids are thankful to get to write with the #1 songwriter and a hit songwriter who's had 3 decades. It's so good to see you today. Congratulations. The party's getting started.
Now it's time for our weekly songwriter tip brought to you by Nashville Songwriters Association International. This week we sit down with Ralph Murphy as he talks about appropriate song titles.
As a writer, there is a major problem with never heard that before, so original titles. Because you feel they're so original, you think you can relax lyrically. You can't. Wrong. You actually have to work harder. Next time someone tells you a joke that really impresses you, look at the way it was set up. What the dog says is as important as the fact that it was said by a dog. So if you're setting me up in your song, you better keep me involved, give me loads of detail, because otherwise I will not be there when you hit your quote-unquote punchline.
To learn more about NSAI, visit NashvilleSongwriters.com. That's about all the time we have for this week's show, but don't forget those comedy sampler discs we have up for grabs from Ray Stevens. Enter online at InsideMusicRow.com. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page too for all the latest news and events going on around town. We're going to leave you this week with our Inside the Song hit, I'm Gonna Love You Through It All by Martina McBride. Until next time, I'm Bailey for Inside Music Row, and I'll see you again real soon.